In both my personal and professional life, I try to be as accepting and tolerant as possible. I attempt to better understand the cultures and experiences of others as unbiasedly as I can. I have the advantage of growing up in New York City around multiple different cultures, ethnicities, and other walks of life. The magnitude of intolerance was heavily discussed throughout my life by my parents and other relatives. This has enabled me to be open and accepting to all individuals who come into my life. Being of many different ethnicities myself, I have never been able to fully immerse myself in any one culture. I present as a typical white female, but have never fully identified as such. This has also enabled me to understand that you can't judge a book by its cover, no matter how apparent the cover may be. All this to say that despite my best efforts, there are many cultures that I am unfamiliar with, and many that I do not fully understand or agree with. Additionally, growing up as an atheist has allowed me a unique perspective of the various religions and their followers. While I do not subscribe to any one religion, I can appreciate various aspects of each religion and understand their viewpoints. One example of a culture or religion that might be challenging for me to work with in the future is the Muslim religion. Being a multicultural white female atheist who greatly appreciates her rights, freedoms, and independence starkly contrasts with staples of the Muslim religion. In many Muslim countries, women hold no rights of their own. This is something that I am strongly against. I believe it will be difficult for me to address the needs of someone who believes that I should not have my own rights and freedoms. However, I also believe that it is my duty to assist all those who need help and to provide the highest quality of care that I can for everyone that I encounter, especially in a professional setting. I believe that in order to combat this bias I have addressed within myself, I need to gain a better understanding of the religion as a whole. I do understand that discrimination against women is prevalent in many religions and cultures across the globe, and I also understand that the discriminatory aspect of the Muslim religion is not indicative of the religion itself. It is not my place to become offended by these truths, but to work against them or alongside them in a way that promotes inclusivity and the ability of all individuals to change and grow. My mission is not to disparage the thoughts and beliefs of others, but to help others understand themselves, their beliefs, and the world around them. One way to address this mission is to utilize distance counseling services. I believe that many individuals can benefit from this technological format who may not have had access in the past. Distance counseling is easily accessible, convenient, streamlined, and effective. It also allows for individuals who may not have had access to in-person clinical care to have the ability to obtain necessary medical and professional help. For example, those who are disabled and unable to attend in-person clinical sessions can have access to therapeutic care they may not have before. It also allows for those in rural areas to gain access to care outside of their area. The National Alliance on Mental Illness states that rural Americans experience higher rates of depression and suicide than people who live in urban areas, but they are less likely to access mental health care services. With distance counseling, this issue can be mitigated. This technology can also allow for minors whose caregivers may not support their mental health or who may not have the ability to assist them in their mental health care the opportunity to access necessary services on their own. Additionally, there are many states that allow for out-of-state providers to practice telehealth counseling services across state lines. This can allow for individuals in a state that may have restrictive laws or less access to therapeutic care to access more appropriate and all-encompassing care. One of the only benefits that the COVID-19 pandemic afforded is the advancement of telecommunication. Because of this, professional, educational, medical, and personal interactions began occurring predominantly online. This, coupled with the fact that I have been an online learner for a decade, has allowed me to expand and enhance my personal knowledge of the telecommunication world. I have utilized programs such as Skype, Teams, Zoom, Doxy, FaceTime, and many more. I have attended many of my own medical and therapeutic appointments via telehealth services. It has allowed me to maintain my medical and mental wellness in a convenient and obtainable format that was not possible in the past. I have attended primary care appointments on my lunch break at work and have done therapy sessions in between classes without leaving my desk. Whenever a new communication tool is launched, I try to familiarize myself with it to better understand the nuances of the program. Though technology is ever changing and typically obsolete upon its launch, it is important to stay ahead of the times and to adapt to the changes presented by the technological world for both personal and professional advancement.